I always hated the question, what do you write about, what your books are about, because it felt like a maze, and if you follow that maze, you'll always end up in the same place with unsatisfying answer. For me, it was limiting myself to genre I write about or the themes that may occur in my book, and I hated it because that's not really the answer I wanted to give. I always wanted to say that my books are about life, about the people that are very real to me, and I didn't want to limit myself to some outside things that doesn't really suit what I'm trying to convey in the stories. I always felt like I'm getting asked the wrong question, because to get asked what you're writing about is hard. It's like you're getting asked what your life is about. Do you really expect the answer that's unsatisfying? But it's more than that. It's not only the books I'm writing or the hobbies that I have that people try to understand or hesitantly try to understand. It's more than that. I felt like the entire life I am stuck sometimes with a question that isn't really mine, and I have to give the answer. What I'm really trying to say, I think, is when you're writing, when you're doing some things that maybe are not as much popular or are a little of outside of the usual things that people do, it's hard sometimes to properly explain them, to properly say why are you doing this. Because the question why am I even writing appeared in my life so many times, and if I were ever to go to the bottom of that question, the answer is always the same. It's a pretty easy one. It's because I like it. I mean, there's no ultimate reason, there's no big reason why I'm doing things other than just because I like them. And I always felt like words are not enough. If you ever try to get into a conversation with somebody, you sometimes talk about the same thing, but you're totally not talking about the same thing, even if you're using the same word. Because the word means many things. It's like talking about love. If you're talking about love, everybody talks about something else. Love is an abstract idea, and if we follow that abstract idea, we always end up with the definition. We can talk about the same thing and we'll never reach the same conclusion, and that's, I guess, what's beautiful about it. But also, the words have a funny way of showing people that they don't have much power to them. They're just useless bunch of signs that try to convey something that is much greater than what it is. I'm talking about as a writer because I often find myself trapped in the words. I'm learning languages. I know I speak 3 languages right now. So for me it's always like this barrier. When you're intermediate in language use, so you understand that you can talk about many things, you can communicate easily about many topics, but not all the topics, and sometimes that barrier appears at you and you're just stuck because you can't convey what you really feel. With the fluency of the language, that barrier slowly becomes more soft, more easy to break, but I find myself trapped still in it. Even my native language, sometimes I can't express what I really feel or what it is. I think words are just not enough to convey everything, and it's hard to talk about certain things and try to understand that not every thought that you have can convey what you really feel, and we have to find the bridge between words, what they mean, and what we want them to mean. I find it quite beautiful when you meet people and you just click, and all those, vocabularies that you have just kind of match themselves, and it's like you're talking about the same thing and you're actually talking about the same thing. I think it's rare to meet those people. Oftentimes, whenever I talk with somebody, just now our ideas just drift apart and they will never meet. So it's very nice when you just click with somebody and just like feels like a puzzle that just perfectly shaped and just fit right into it. It's great. It's most of the time whenever I get asked about my books, If there are the wrong questions, this is something I don't want to talk about, or I'm not satisfied with the answer. But sometimes I get asked the questions that are really pure and really life-changing. I remember that one time I've been in Eindhoven and I was approached by this group of older people. I mean, older, I'm not saying old, but old, but I was like in the 40s, I think. Early 40s, something like that. And they were playing Truth or Dare, and they asked me the truth. And the truth was so fucking hard to answer. It was one story that just perfectly sums up who you are. And I was like stunned. How can you tell a story like that? I was thinking, and I couldn't get it. Because I don't feel like there is a single story that just tells you perfectly. Well, just smaller stories from my solo travels. But I'm still feeling it could be a different answer, and that story does not represent who I am. And I feel like the problem with the words is that even if you have them, even if you have a story, a full story, so that whole set of words just means something, they cannot convey what truly inside your heart. In one of my books I wrote about writers and events, but what I wrote was the phrase that words are meaningless because you can only say them what you have inside. Each person will interpret them differently. That's how I always felt about words. And coming back to the question from the beginning, what your books are about, what you write about, and I feel like life itself is kind of like writing a book. I love this metaphor because it's true. Life is like writing a book, which is beginning, middle, and ending. And all the chapters can be a puzzle, can not connect to the whole plot, can be complex, weird, chaotic, whatever. But they are chapters of your book. So you have to be very careful with the words you're choosing and the words you have, to construct the idea that you want it to be and to make it satisfying. Because the answer can be satisfying, but I'm still trying to search this right order of words to make it that way.